Okay, this is the next evolution of the paintings mod. Um, I have completely done away with the previous way of thinking. If we go to we'll just type in portrait. Now, these are the stained glass, so you can still craft the stained glass ones, but the old portrait ones you can't actually craft anymore. Okay, I'm leaving them the images and everything, the items still in there for backward compatibility, but you can't actually craft them anymore because this is the new stuff. All right. So what it is it's called framed. I'm gonna change that little icon because I've completely forgot about it before doing this video. But anyway, so you craft it, your carving knife on a plank, and then add some more planks, a bit of dye, some small nails. It's all fine carpentry. So that's how you craft it. These ones here are the portrait versions. You notice that the wood tint is different. That's a cherry wood, which is kind of a more pinkish color, and this is the oaken wood, which was a darker brown color. I'll also create another one, I guess. Since I'm a GM, I might as well. Um, framed portrait QL doesn't matter, and I'll just leave it as default, which is like birchwood or whatever. Alright, so this is the best way. You don't need to activate it, doesn't matter. Right click, you go drop and place. You notice that it's turning to the side. Use your wheel mouse and you scroll that, and it makes it turn different directions. I'll bring it closer so you can see it. So it turns around both directions. So you want to get the angle you want. And you want to point at the ground. If you're pointing at the wall, it's red. Red's no good. So you point down a bit, you point to the ground, and just when it turns green, that'll be pretty much up against the wall. And you click, and that's where it places it. Okay. Now we can see this is the birch wood. It's slightly lighter than the oaken wood. So the frames themselves are affected by the type of wood you use to create it. It will go by the last wooden item to be added to the crafting, which will probably be a plank from memory, looking at what we just did. So the last plank you add, whatever type of wood that is the type of wood the frame will be, and that affects the tint. Okay. Now you're going, okay, there's only one. Oh my God, Alex, what have you done? There's only one. Well, that's because I added a new action. The new action, this is the one I created. So this is what it'll look like when you first create it. This is number one image. You right click, you go change image, and you get a pop-up, and it looks a bit like this, and that's the image that you currently have, and it says this is image number 1 out of 8. So if you go to previous, number 8 will be that way, and if you go to the next one, number 2 will be that way. So we'll click number 2, and it's a nice one there, a bit of a hillside, some clouds, a bit of a forest. So there's 8 to choose from at the moment. I might even add more. There's a bit of more of an explanation for server admins, which I'll do another video about adding images and that sort of thing. But for the moment, this is what it is. This one will do. So I like this one, and I click choose image, and it changes to that image. There it is. Okay. So that's as simple as it gets. Changing the image. Decided this one here, I'm going to change it to. Let's go, not the same one. Let's go some trees in the forest. There we go. Now, the image is, the model is also dyeable. I've run out of dye. I need to make some more. Let's create some dye. D-I-E. We'll put lowish QL. The higher the QL, the more potent it's going to be. One doesn't matter. And we'll start with blue. Alright, so as GM, I'm just going to fudge that a little and set the data. That's not too bad actually. I'll make it a little bit lighter though. 110, 111. That'll do. And make that a bit more. There we go. Alright, so now that I got myself some dye, we've got 44 kilo. I am going to dye the frame blue around this one. So click, and there's paint wood and there's dye image border. Paint wood is the actual wooden frame, and the image border is this white section in between the frame and the actual picture. So I said I'd do the wood, so there we go. Bit of a blue color on there, that's not too bad. This one here, I'm going to change the image border, which is the inside bit. Now you notice that they do look different. There is a reason for that, because this is still using the tint of the frame as part of the color. Because it was a cherry wood, it had that kind of pinkiness to it, and so it's included that into the color that you see. And whereas this one here is just pure the dye on the white, so that's why it looks the way it does. But this one will look a little bit different because of the existing color, which is the tint from the wood. So there you go. So like normal dyeing two items, the wood part you can use a metal brush and just remove paint, and that'll put it back to normal. On this one here you have to use Lye, Lye, however you pronounce that, to remove, because it works the same as the ships, where they have the two different colours and the second colours on the sails, and they justify it by using like the Lye to wash the sails and remove the dye from the sails like that. So that's just the system. That's the way the game works. So you'll have to use Lye to get rid of that. As a GM though, I can set data and just get rid of the colour. It's no big deal. So that's how it works. There's only one frame to construct, which is to create. You can do it with different wood types, which affect the tint of the frame. You can dye the frame, you can dye the white area, and to change the image, you don't even need to have anything activated. You can, if I drop this on the ground, I need to pick it up again, doesn't matter. I have nothing at all activated. The action still works, so it's still there, and that still works when you haven't activated. So there we go. So that's how it all works. Change the picture and choose image. Job done. Thank you very much for watching. The landscape will be pretty much the same. I haven't done it just yet at the time of recording, so if I click on it, it's not going to have the same option just yet. But once I've already done it on here and I have it working perfectly the way I like, then it's pretty easy to add to this one. So I'll do that pretty quick as well. It'll be the same as well. The wood tint affects that. The dye is on both the frame and the border separately, and right click to change the images. For the server admins, I'll do another video about how to do images, so they can add their own images. And also I've made it so that they can add more. Previously they could only replace existing ones. You see up here it says this is image number 4 out of 8. That's getting the maximum number from the properties file that the server admin can change, and they'll be able to go up to a maximum of 30. And as long as they add images into the server pack using the correct numbering naming format, then it'll work fine. So I'll do a video on that though, and that'll be hopefully more easier for them to understand how to do that sort of stuff. So but yeah, that's how the new paintings work. I'm pretty happy with it actually. Spent a fair bit of time on this, and yeah, and it's a much better job. The model itself is has shape, so the actual model comes out here and then goes down at an angle and then goes flat, and you may not be able to see it much, but the image itself actually comes out from that backing as well, so it comes out towards you a little bit more, which I think is nice. But yeah, I spent a bit of time on making this a much better mod than it used to be. And a little bit of a shout out to Norhi, who posted their image with the frame, and I was like, oh my god, I am so lazy that I didn't do that in the first place, of actually putting a frame on paintings. So they gave me a kick up the bum as such, and so I did a better job. And yeah, I'll be releasing that pretty soon. I'm going to post this video up on YouTube for people to have a look at, see what they think. Thank you very much for watching.